welcome back to Captain of Industry Update 3, where in the last episode we fixed our food problem, including starting some new food. We have now, maybe let's look at our city first. Look at the city there, right? We are offering quite a few things, 7 to be precise. Potatoes, corn, and bread that we had done a long time ago. Vegetables too, but now we've added the meat, the eggs, and the tofu. So 3 new production. And as you can see, this is all looking full. We have also over here, this is looking full, the animal feed. So that means we are making enough. I did pause one of these, so maybe we can restart, the third one. Then you move a couple of chickens here. And so here it is. We took a couple of chicken out, but this is going to regrow. And we'll see if that, uses all of our animal feed or not. But yeah, looking at the eggs, it's full. The meat is not full yet. So let's actually put warning. Vegetables looking good. Tofu completely full. Including, you can see we're starting to have a buffer here. So soon, I think we'll also start having this buffer there. So yeah, the food production and all of these farms, they are not using the groundwater. I did keep these ones just in case, like if there is a bit of a problem, we can use that for a while. But now they're using over here this water production, which is a huge water production. Of course, it doesn't work. It's not like they all work right now. You can see some of them are not working, but many of them are, right? We are definitely sending a lot of water through this, given all of those farms. So yeah, that was some great progress. We also in the last episode upgraded our ship. So if we look at our ship over here, it has now a ship engine level 2. So that means, we can go further, right? The range has been increased. We have also the ship bridge level 2. And so with this, we have radar. I'm going to show you what a radar is. And we also have 2 guns that are a bit stronger. So our battle score is now 430. I think it was 170 before. So that's a pretty big boost. It does stock more crew, right? 70 people now. But yeah, let's use our ship. So let me show you a bit what this radar is all about. So we're gonna send our ship here. I know we already went there, but I'm gonna send the ship there and I'll show you in a second what that, why, what that means. Now, in the meantime, I've continued to do some research, in particular, like I mentioned at the end of the last episode, advanced smelting and arc furnaces. So let's look at those 3 over here. Now you're gonna see these are the 3, right? The furnace we have currently, level 1, blast furnace level 2, and the arc furnace is over here. You can do pretty much all of these recipes, like kind of iron, the copper, and the molten glass. You can do them in all of these, right? This is not the difference. The difference is sort of what do you use. In this case here, we're gonna use the iron ore and quite a bit of coal, right? Versus here, we're gonna use the iron ore crushed, and we do need to add some limestone, but then actually the coal is a lot less. Because look at this is 15 to make 48, right? This was 12 to make 24, so to make 48, that means 24. So 15 instead of 24, but you do need to add a bit of limestone. And we need to crush this, right? It doesn't actually take a lot more people because look at this is 8. So if you, make for 48, this is gonna be 16 people and here we have 18. So it's a bit more people, but really not that much. And again, the key advantage is that you're gonna use less coal. That's the key advantage. You're also going to pollute less, sorry, I forgot about this, right? Because this is 24, so 48, and this is only 36. So you pollute less, and you have less coal, but it takes a bit more people, it takes more space, and it takes a bit of limestone. And then last but not least, we have the arc furnace. Now the arc furnace, this is by the way level 1, this is 24. So you compare to this one here, or you compare to half of this, right? So this is actually slightly more efficient. Oh no, and so by the way, I forgot one more thing, is that the ore, it's actually slightly better on the ore. Right? Because this was 30, so let's say 60 to make 48, this is only 48. And to make this, this is a 1-to-1. So it is using less iron ore too. And the same here, we are 24, right? So it's the same advantage for the iron ore there. It's also the same limestone, right? Because this is 3, this is 6, but for 48. So that's all good. But then last but not least, instead of the coal, you're gonna use graphite. And because you're using graphite, you're also polluting a lot less, right? 36, so 18, it's only 6. So it's a huge decrease in pollution. But again, you need to have graphite. And there's also another big change. The graphite right now, we can only use this recipe to create it, which is to use a bit of coal, but definitely less than if we were to use coal directly. It also uses chlorine, which you have from brine, so that's pretty easy over here. But it also creates a bit of sour water, so that means then you have to put some steam to get some sulfur. So it's a fairly complex production, that one. It's also quite a bit of electricity, right? Because now you already need electricity for this, you need electricity for that, for the sour water. And last but not least, you need 4 megawatts of electricity for just one of these arc furnace, which is only making 24, right? So this thing is basically an end game thing. Like, I don't see why you would build it now. It's gonna cost us a huge amount of coal in creating all of this electricity, unless you already, no, you can't have solar panels yet. So yeah, it's not, in my opinion, it's not the time where you should make it. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comments below if you disagree, but I think this is not the time. In the future, when we have nuclear, for example, yeah, why not? You're making tons of energy with your nuclear and you want to stop polluting. And you also probably at that point, you have this second recipe here where you're taking the carbon dioxide to make the graphite. So it's like you're using something that was polluting to then create the graphite. At that point, it makes sense. But for now, I think it doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, we are going to move basically to the second stage. Now, I could have almost just take these and upgrade them, right? You upgrade this and then you do the same. You upgrade this one, you upgrade that one. Because in particular, I think, and even this one, these upgrades are really good. Let me show you quickly, the cooler, for example, level 1, right? It's 2 people for 12 and 6. This is again 2 people. So you're basically doubling the production for the same amount of people. So that's a no-brainer. Similarly over here, you can see it's basically a no-brainer to use these ones. The oxygen furnace is actually the even bigger one, best one, because you're not gonna increase the amount of oxygen. It's 18 oxygen in both, but you are doubling the production, right? And you're not doubling the people, you're not doubling electricity. So again, this one is a no-brainer. So yeah, you could have, as I just said, just upgraded this one, and then the only thing we would have to do is, instead of bringing the copper ore, we'd have to crush it. But I took this opportunity to actually, restart somewhere else, because this was a bit in the middle of the way. So now we're gonna go over here. I have just built this on the fly over the last few minutes, and so I want to show it to you. But first, let's check my ship. So my ship has arrived here, right? And thanks to my radar, now I know what's happening in all 3 of these at 1 tile distance. Right? Because I went close and I have my radar, I know that here, there is 2 enemies with 230. So I could go and I would actually probably win, but I would lose a lot of health. Similarly over here, right? And I know also what I will find. Like, do I need this? Maybe not really. Versus here, this is a settlement. So sure, let's go for the settlement, right? This is, by the way, I did the same over here. I sent my ship there and I saw that here there was nothing, versus there was a few things. So then I went here, but I didn't do any battles yet. So this is, what you can do with the radar to focus first on the places where there's no fight. So that way you don't have to rebuild. But more importantly, let's look over here, right, at this production. I'm not saying this is the most compact ever, but this is well organized for me. I like it. So we have over here the 3 inputs, right? We have the copper ore, iron ore, we have coal, and we have the limestone. We're gonna need these to be brought by trucks for now. The iron ore is going to be crushed. Now I put 2 of these because we're gonna need 2 of these for 8 of these. Like, if you look at the numbers, right, it's 48. So 900, like 192 is only gonna serve 4 of these. So that is why we have 2, and it really works well, as long as you mirror them, you can really connect them directly with no belt. So this is going to be, you know, the output of iron ore crushed. We're just going to basically create some buffer there, right? We have also the iron scrap that can be used here. This is about the priority, right? Always using the scrap is better first. And then we have two outputs, because again, as I said, one belt or 4 of these is gonna take around 200, right? 192. So this belt that transport 200 is only enough for 4. So I have one belt going this side, one belt going that side. This is at level, 0. Then at level 1, we're taking the coal. The coal we need a lot less, right? It's 15 or 9 if we use this one. So one belt is totally fine for the whole way. And same for the limestone. I mean, this is only 6, so one belt is totally fine. It's actually a belt level 1, right? Because we have 8 of them times 6, this is less than 60. So that is what's at level 2. And then at level 3, remember we create some slag all the time, right? So we're sending the slag here. It goes at level 3 all the way into that loose storage that then needs to be emptied from time to time. We are also creating some exhaust, right? And 36 times 8 is quite a lot. So this is why we have a Mark III actually pipe that is over here at level 1 that is taking all of these over here. You can see this one and that one, these two, right? These two pipe, these two there, and that one. This is bringing all of these all the way there. And this is not the only one. We have a second pipe. This is for the exhaust of the oxygen furnaces, level 2. So we also need these ones, right? So that's what's happening over here. You can see I am, it's a bit hard to see, but you know, you have the thing here and it goes in the back. That we are bringing all of the exhaust in one place with a pipe balancer that right now says, please go out, you know, into the wild and create a bit of pollution. But in the future, we can just change these pipe balancer priorities to transform it into something else. And this is also why, by the way, I left some space here. So we have, you know, the exhaust. We will need some oxygen, but it's not a lot, right? So that is why I only have 2 of these on this side, 2 of these on that side. And they sort of, you know, this is this belt here in the front, not this one here. It is going to just serve the oxygen that comes here on the sides of these buildings. So that's what is happening at level 1. At level 2, we have something else, which is the water needed for the other side. This is what you can see over here, right? We have level 2 belt that goes here and then goes in the middle and goes into these. And that's pretty much it. And this is really not a lot of water, right? This is 12. So times 8, this is the equivalent of 2 of these, right? 96. So this is why I've put just 2 of these groundwater pipe. Remember, we're not really using them anymore, especially this one here. You can see there's nothing on it. Even if I restart this one for a reason or another, this one, there's nothing on it. So this is why I just put those 2. You know, no reason to desalinate water when just 2 of these will be fine. You know, it can stay forever too like this. And so yeah, so with this, basically we're going to create a lot of steel. We're talking about 24 times 8, that's 192. So that is also perfect for this belt level 2 over here, right? To go into the storage. So I'm going to get this started. And you know, you may be wondering, okay, but why are we doing so much steel and what about iron? Well, remember, we don't really need iron anymore, right? Because iron, you can use steel for the mechanical parts. You can also use steel for the construction parts. We haven't done it yet, but we will do it now. The only building actually that does require a bit of iron, if I'm not mistaken, are those walls, which they're like useful, but not crazy useful. And this is something you build maybe once in a while. So I can have maybe a small iron production somewhere, but definitely we're not going to use iron for anything else going forward. We're going to really focus on steel and of course iron, copper too, right? So copper we'll have to do. I have also started, you know, some expansions there, which we will talk about when this is full. And it is, ladies and gents, not only this has started, just 2 of them right now, but remember 2 of them is already almost, you know, it's almost 50, 48 right of steel, which does get you pretty far. and we have good reserves over here of all of the raw materials. I'm very happy. And yeah, we're starting to send this steel towards here. So here, this is my new organized way to make in particular construction parts, right? So this won't be the priority. If you look over here, I have multiple balancers, right? The first one will actually say priority on this side, because I'm thinking in the future, this is where I can do maintenance, for example, right? So this is not the priority. Then number 2 is actually, yeah, number 2 should be the priority, sorry, my bad. Because number 2 is this belt here that goes all the way there, that will go in the future here. We'll talk about this later on, but that will be kind of the second priority, because it will be more important than the third, which is this, what you have over here, which is creating a lot of construction parts plus a couple of the small things. This is not the priority, right? Because I can survive without new parts. I cannot survive without maintenance or a couple of other things, right? So this is definitely something to keep in mind. And yeah, as you can see, I started to build a few of these. So we have over here steel plus wood and concrete. Remember, this is the second recipe. You can use iron or you can use steel. And if you use steel, you're going to use less wood and less concrete slab. So that is great. We have over here the wood and concrete slab, right? That comes there, very compact, very well organized in my opinion. Then it comes out over here. It will go in the future into this unit storage, but for now I'm just sending it back, right, at the bottom here, plus with some electronics to make the construction part level 2. The electronics coming from over here. We're gonna need to increase probably that production, but for now that's okay. And then we do the same again, right? It will go on this side in the future in this storage, but for now it goes back and it goes into this assembly level 3 to make a construction part, the red one, right? And last but not least, later we will have the next level, right? The purple one, but we haven't unlocked that. So for now, this is all empty over here, right? But this will be ready for the future. Last but not least, at the bottom, I also put this, which is concrete and steel. Why? Because, I mean, again, we have both concrete and steel already here. And second, this is, in my opinion, the same type of things than construction parts, where it's not a priority. If I have some, like it's building materials, if you wish, right? In this case, building material for my trains, but still. So we're gonna start this one and it will go over here. So I'm going to now, build those different unit storages over here. I'm going to delete all of this, right? So that we can sort of stop the iron production there. But we still will keep all of this here, right? This is my maintenance. This is the vehicle parts and the lab. All of this needs to continue. And it is, ladies and gents, I have added another couple over here, right? So we have now half of it working. So that's really a lot, basically 100 of steel per minute. So that's gonna enable me to have all of this working, but much more. And speaking of this, you can see this is full. We have 2,500 of each of these, right? Completely full. So that's great. I didn't start actually the rail part yet, because I was busy with a few other things. One is, the mountain over here is gone. There's no more mountain. You can see this is basically flat. We've added more and more, right? I think basically the old, part was stopping somewhere over here, right? All of this has been reclaimed from, from the sea. Similarly over here, this used to go into the sea. What I did is now I have made one level of deposit, of stone mainly. It's mainly stone, as you can see, a bit of dirt, but mostly stone from those mountains. And so we have access actually to a bit of sand there if we want to. We actually do have big reserves of sand. So what I've just done right now is to pause my production of sand so we can start using this sand instead of using, the quartz. We are starting also to go down on the copper now that the mountain is gone, right? And so soon we're gonna need to, not copper, sorry, iron. Soon we're gonna need to go into the next one. I mean, the good thing is we have another one that we can access directly over here. And this is basically, there's no, there's no stone. It's, if I go there, it's 100% or close to 100% of iron. So that will be easy. There is another one there, but it's in the back of this. I don't think we're gonna get any there anytime soon. And potentially we could, of course... Oh, what is that? It's basically we dropped so much stone that it became a deposit of stone. But yeah, anyway, we could also go on the map, right? And I haven't actually found yet. Let me see. This is coal. I don't remember if there is actually a mine for that. So maybe there is no mine for iron on the map. But what's for sure is that I remember there is some contracts. If you look over here, there is, for example, this contract here. If I give 107 vehicle parts level 2, I would get, 1,500 of iron ore. Or if I gave 1,000 copper ore, I can get 1,000 ore. So yeah, there is definitely some contracts over there that we could get started in the future. On the coal though, yeah, this is also going slowly but surely empty. As you can see over here, I'm actually starting to refill the mine already. Now that we've taken, most of the coal, there is still some coal on this side, some coal there, but we've taken most of it. So I'm starting to refill it too, so that then it's flat terrain I can use, in the future. But anyway, more importantly, as I said, there is another deposit here. I'm not actually really tapping into it right now. I just took out a bit of the stone that was there. So now we have direct access to it and we have some reserves. But as you can see, there is only one excavator and 3 trucks. We're not really using it. Instead, what I did is I created over here another cargo depot. We have a cargo depot that is from the map using this coal mine there. Now we're talking about 100 people and 1.6 unity. So it is expensive, but it's producing 200 of coal per minute, which is really good. In particular over here, this way I know I have sort of a perfect or stable, delivery of coal that goes from here. Basically, this is the priority, right? A stable deposit of coal or delivery of coal to my electricity production and to, if you follow this one over here, to this one, which is used for both my diesel and for my water for my farms. So this is sort of like starting to make sure I don't rely too much on mining for something as critical as this. But we do still need coal basically over here and over there. So I still need to mine some, at least because what I've done over here right now is I created this storage, but I actually said, cannot get, the trucks cannot come here. So this is really dedicated for now to this. And I know this is why also we're using less than, you can see this is full and the mine is almost full too. So I know I'm using less than 192 for this, but at least this is dedicated. I don't have a problem. More importantly though, I think next, let's talk about what we're gonna do here. You may remember I said, the priority number 1 is gonna be maintenance in the future there. Priority number 2 is gonna be this belt here, which goes all the way there. So let's continue it. We're gonna need this ramp, of course, and there's gonna be basically this storage so that you can put, as always, right, notify me when it's below 50 or something like this. That's quite important for that one. It's not so important for that one, to be honest. Let's take it out. It will be critical for that one if this is my maintenance one, should never be empty. But yeah, here, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do with the new production, the household goods, taking a bit of this steel, taking some wood and taking some glass. So with those 3 products, we're gonna create the household goods. And what I'm doing there is, in the future, we can create the next one. It is not actually coming right away. It's coming in a bit, but it's not that far, right? We're gonna have the household, which is also some steel, household appliances. It's also some steel, but it's electronics and electronics 2, which is why you can see electronics 1 and 2 there. But yeah, right now, basically what we want is these 3 there. We're going to probably not start all of them. Let's start with 2. I don't know how much my population needs right now. We will, let's put it maybe on this side. So we're gonna go here and we have a module. It's a bit like a market, right? We will probably want storage level 2 on it. Should be fine, right? We are gonna say this is household, where are you? Good. So you bring them, you tell me when you're below 50%. So we have, a warning, and yeah, it's gonna come over here. Idea. It's not IKEA. No. It's idea. Love it. So we're gonna build that. Those two over here should be enough for now. And I'll see you in a minute when that's done. And here it is, listen, and this is what you want to see. Completely full mega storage. Alright, and if we look over here, we have some storage full too. I have paused it just to make it full quickly. Now we can make it, work. We can see a demand of 22. It's actually pretty big. I didn't expect it to be that big, because that's more than one. So it's definitely two of these. I guess while we're at it, let's maybe build a third one just in case, so we don't have to build another one anytime soon. But yeah, this is going to start working. And so if I click on my people now, right, I can see over here some household good 2.38. Wow, that is really good actually, because here we're getting a plus 75% now for all of these tier 2. So we should try to get to tier 3 for all of them. Yeah, we have those resources. That's fine. Let's go crazy. It's not like I need to get the people right away, but it will help anyway for the next expansion. So we're gonna do this. That way we're gonna get even more, of unity, which we can use, right, to also reduce or improve something. For example, I could say we can increase my health, right? Or we can reduce my food consumption. So health, we are not that great. I mean, it's not too bad. It's not great either, because we do have a good air pollution. And on industrial, I mean, reducing the consumption is good. Maintenance is a really great one. So it is. That way we're using a bit more of our unity. We still have a bit more though. I see low glass. That's why. That's strange. Wait, my glass is all the way over here. Oh yeah, we're pretty low on glass actually. Okay. I mean, yeah, we've been using glass now for this production, plus also over here, right? I emptied. Okay, I guess it's because, yeah, we have 500 there. So it's gonna take a bit of time before it increases back up. That's okay. I have also, as I said before, right, we are cleaning this up over here. You can see here we have some sand that still needs to be cleaned, but more importantly, I'm starting a mountain there. Now you may be wondering why, and this is also very, oh damn it, this thing here was okay. So this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. I wanted to create, a mountain that is just rock, so that then when I need rock, it's very easy. You can dig and you won't have to go through an ore sorting plant, because it will be just rock. And the way you do this is you put a mine control tower and you say the only thing that can be dumped here is the rock. But because there was this second mine tower that was over here that used to be all the way there, where you can dump the dirt, they did dump dirt over here. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like we have already quite a bit of space there, here and there. So I decided to just start a mountain here, so that then I will be having, some stone very close to fill this back up, because now we're trying to get all of this ore quickly. So digging. I'm doing the same, by the way, over here with the coal. I'm already trying to get all of the coal. You can see here we're gonna need to go at least 1 or 2 more. Here there's definitely some more, but at least on this side I think we're done. Alright, so I'm trying to get all of the coal. I'm making reserves over here. Alright, so that way also I'll be fine. I won't have a problem anytime soon of coal. And then I can fill it back up, right? And we'll be ready to start using then this one over here. Similarly for the iron, I have prepared it. It's, it's paused, it's empty, but it's prepared. So as soon as we need some iron, we'll be able to do it. So that way I will have a very nice space here to start building things into the future. Speaking of the future, we have also recycling for the settlement. And this is actually important now that we are giving those household goods. This is consuming, to make it, it's consuming some steel and some glass, right? So if I put a settlement recyclable there, I will start having some recyclable elements of glass and of iron there. So that will be useful for sure. Let's also build one of these two, so that way we can put an alert, like tell me if it's full and please empty it. Same over here, tell me if it's full and please empty it. And speaking of this waste over there, like this is creating pollution, right? This waste over here, this is creating landfill pollution, which is 5. It's not huge, but it's also not small, right? If you compare, for example, to my vehicle, it's pretty much the same as all of my vehicles. So we will want to do something, and we have this incineration plant there. With that, right, we're gonna be able to start transforming this waste into a bit of exhaust. So it's still some pollution, but it's a lot less. And it also gives us some steam high, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. It will require either fuel though, or hydrogen. So we're gonna need to make that happen, I think, in the next episode. We are also continuing, to do a couple of things over here. I have discovered a new settlement over here. No, not this one, sorry. This one. We've discovered the settlement there. We've discovered another damaged cargo ship, so we should probably repair it. Let's go. And yeah, we have also found this radar system level 2. So I could now start doing it. Then we will also get access to the fuel tank. So we're gonna restart this. I had paused my research while we were, doing some of this expansion here to not put too much strains on my resource. But now I think it'll be good to get it restarted. We have also the greenhouse here. So we're gonna look at that in the next episode. We have also found the fruits. So I want to add it to the queue. We haven't found the canola yet though. So I would love to get the canola soon. And then yeah, there's a lot. We're gonna get into gold over here. We're gonna get into plastic, into silicon, which is a really big step because this is where you start making your electronics level 2. We have the snacks over here. We have exhaust filtration. There's still a lot of things we need to do before getting to the next kind of milestone, which is, your next construction level. Then very quickly we'll have also the next research level, but this will come with a lot of new challenges and also a lot of new things like these offices. What are those offices? So we're gonna discover this. I know we still haven't made a train yet, because honestly, I don't feel the need for it yet. But I'm thinking soonish for the food. Like when I take this out, it will be a perfect way to have a train that goes from here to there. And it's not too long, but it's also a useful one. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.